You need Elon Musk's tech to connect the glasses digitally to your brain.
And then the Donald Trump attachment as well.
Yeah, that would work probably.
I would definitely not try that. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cyber News Weekly podcast. This week we're taking a little break from politics, only just, really. And of course, it depends on what you call politics, really. So, okay, there's been some interesting movement related to last year's vulnerability hacking spree. The more liberal ex-users deep into their post-election blues discover Bluesky, and Apple might do well to ditch its attempts to create the next big thing. I'm Gintaras Radauskas, a senior journalist here at Cyber News, and with me today I have Konstancja Gasaitytė, a journalist here as well.
Hello.
And Ernestas Napris, my fellow journalist here as well.
Hi.
How are you guys doing?
Good, great.
Thanks, I'm fine.
Great. Okay, let's move on, so to speak, to the Move It fallout. What happened over the last few days is that on an illicit forum, a threat actor or hacktivist, who knows, has posted the massive data sets with millions of records containing employee information from major companies. And these data sets were likely stolen during last year's Move It vulnerability hacking spree, like I said, and those firms are quite big. They include Amazon, Delta Airlines, Lenovo, even McDonald's, of all companies, and many others, of course. The data is not new, but it is structured and reveals sensitive details about organizational roles or assignments within these companies, and this might be quite dangerous. Might it not? Ernestas, could you just tell us and our listeners and viewers a little bit more about the incident, if we can even call it that? What does it mean and what's up?
Probably we should come back a little bit to the last year when one of the largest breaches ever happened. It was the Move It software, basically file transfer application that corporates use to send big files like payrolls, like customer information or whatever. It's similar to Dropbox or WeTransfer that we use to share cat pictures. But, a big ransomware gang named Clop found a zero-day vulnerability, and basically they solely stole a huge amount of data. So now what is happening, it's kind of a fallout of this attack from last year. One threat actor who calls themselves Nameless basically spend a lot of time cleaning the data dumps into usable formats. So basically any cyber attacker can now take those data sets and use it in their spear phishing attacks, for fraud or any malicious attacks, basically.
So basically, just to make it easier maybe to understand, this is like folders, and this is organized, easy to navigate, easier than usually, right?
It's more organized than contacts on my phone, so someone really took their time to make it to put everything neatly. Yeah, so and that is the main news, because the hack itself is not new, the data is not new, it was stolen last year, but now someone is putting some effort into organizing everything and put it on the plate.
Yeah. Do you think it's a threat actor? Or do you consider this guy or guys or gal or gals to be a threat actor or a hacktivist? Because the individual, or again, a few individuals, who knows, if maybe there's more than one, they claim that it's they don't want anything, they don't sell, they don't buy, and it's just that the person was trying to sort of punish organizations that do not protect their data.
The short answer is we don't know.
Yeah.
The threat actor plays the classic card of being a hacktivist for greater good or whatever he wants to present themselves. But Well, it looks like the nameless threat actor is mostly try to build some credibility or make a name in cyber criminal community circles. So that's what appears to be happening. But well, it may also be a smokescreen, some kind of smokescreen. Maybe someone is planning a large cyber attacks or spear phishing campaigns, and are just putting some data in the wild, so they could cover the tracks. Because if anyone jumps in on that data and makes a lot of spam campaigns or whatever, so you kind of blend in. Well, we don't know. You never trust cyber criminals.
Of course they know, but if we just kind of think about it out loud, right? I mean, so there's just a few companies that are just named now in this like organized publishing of the data set, and there are, I presume, hundreds more.
Yep.
That maybe they don't even know now that they have been hacked last year. And
it's possible, yes.
I was always wondering. I'm still always wondering what should companies do in case they hear of a massive like data breach involving 1,000 companies, and they're thinking we might be one of them. How do we? Is that it's like too late already, or?
Well,
or can they do anything to prevent like? You cannot prevent a leak if the data is out there.
Yeah, if you got breached, it's too late already. Of course, all you can do is the mitigate the incident, like damage control.
Yeah. In order not to get sued as well, maybe by class action lawsuits later, because that's also very tricky. If there's a breach and you're like a large company, AT&T for say, or something like that, right? So and there's a 50 million customer texts and logs and whatever bits of information out there, and it's leaked somewhere out there. The privacy has been also breached, and then there's a class action. So because you have to, as a company, I guess, if you're not sure whether your data is out there or not, and it's like you didn't take care responsibility of that, obviously, because you didn't prevent it, you didn't encrypt the data, you didn't hire enough cybersecurity pros in the company or not. How does then is it? Again, this is just thinking out loud. Do you even, maybe you just say, okay, yeah, we're gonna lose 50 million or billion dollars in a class action lawsuit or whatever. So you have to choose your words then and actions really carefully. I would presume you have to every statement you make or write up in your blog has to kind of reflect the fact that you trying to mitigate it and you reduce as much as possible your responsibility and shy away from maybe paying too many damages, more than you would want. I don't know.
It's easiest to say that someone else is guilty and we are the victim, as well as our users are. So that's, and I think too many companies are now too complacent regarding the cyber breaches. There are so many lessons to be learned, and they could do that. Last year, MOVEit happened, and what did the companies learn the lessons and secure their data? No, Snowflake happened like 3 months later. And what did we find about those leaks? They use no encryption, they use no multi-factor authentications, the basics basically. So companies are like riding the wagon, thinking that cybersecurity incidents is just part of the business. Well, they happen, and when we don't stop and we go further. So that's that's kind of sad because it leaves users vulnerable. The companies themselves are vulnerable, and also that the cyber criminals use that to enrich themselves and later organize even more sophisticated cyber attacks.
Yeah, and again, just to make it easier, what kind of attacks could threat actors concoct using the data breached and leaked online are social engineering, phishing, credential stuffing attacks, and they could lead to subsequent breaches in other companies and then individuals and blah blah blah, and the cycle goes on and on and on. So like Ernestus says, I think companies would do well to protect them as much as possible in the first place, and just to be calm about whatever happens because they've covered themselves. But then again, I mean, cyber breaches get more sophisticated each year, and AI helps as well. Have you been
Well, what
hacked,
happens?
Constantia?
I just, I like personally. How do you think about the breaches yourself when you get all the spam emails, all the phishing attempts? Like I have an email account which I created maybe when I was 18. And it was in so many breaches already, like dozens of breaches.
What is it? Mine's Yahoo, because I have like 11,000.
Yahoo, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
you name it. And it was not my fault that this email account was breached, was exposed so many times. It was the companies, the accounts that got breached by external actors. So even if you use secure passwords, multi-factor authentication, you are never sure that some company will expose your data. So
Yeah.
what can you do? Just don't click on links and pray.
Yeah, I don't really click on links anymore. I mean, for work, maybe if there's like a PR person, yeah, well, maybe. But still, I mean, I need to see that little footnote saying that this email has been secured or whatnot by a certain antivirus or whatnot company. Just not to click on a dubious link. I don't know. Yeah, Constantia, any thoughts?
Yeah, we talked a bit about this before because I was thinking about like the individuals that are in these, because they were sharing that, the employees' emails, names, or whatever other information is out there. And I was thinking, like, what do you do in that kind of a situation? Like, can you, I don't know, contact your company and does it gonna do anything about it? And having in mind those phishing attempts and everything, I think I once deleted an email which wasn't, it was a right email and everything was fine, but it was like too scared and it looked too suspicious for me, so I was just like, bye. And yeah, but I think like you have to educate yourself and like educate others about it, but there's so much you can do. I mean, just don't click on the links.
Yeah. All right. I think we'll keep hearing names of more and more companies. Again, this is not new. The breaches are not new. This is from last year. This is just rebranding of information organizing. Basically, they've reorganized information in a neat or kind of easy to navigate way, and voila. I mean, if you're a threat actor looking for some dole, like you will probably use it and successfully. We had a similar story earlier this year, right? I mean, we called it the mother of all breaches, and this was also not new. It was just information about billions of leaks organized in a new way, so to speak. So I guess this is also part of cyber criminal world. I mean, you don't necessarily do anything new or newly bad. You just reorganize the bad shit that's been done before. I don't know.
Oh, you don't trust email anymore. You will get exposed so many times next year. So it's kind of pointless now to change your email. Why? Like,
yeah, exactly. Just create maybe you can just add another one and leave that one be. Like I did with my Yahoo one. I don't know. I kind of let it be when I did create my Gmail one, and that was way back. But the Yahoo one, I still kind of send my forgot password notifications to the Yahoo one, so I have to remember the password for the Yahoo one. I don't remember that one. I get still there, but with the 25,000 unread emails and 50,000 spam messages on it. So I'm not touching that.
I'm no longer asking if an email is suspicious. You ask if email looks legitimate, and only then you open it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. Talking of new things, Bluesky, so far small social network, a microblogging, let's say, platform, is finally getting big, really big. I mean, I've downloaded Bluesky maybe last year already, but kind of let it be there. But now I've come back and decided to tinker around a bit, follow people, lists, and all these things that you do when you enter a new platform. You play around settings as well, and it's really, really good. I mean, it's really refreshing social media platform for me, especially after what's been going on on X over the last couple of years with Musk under control. In control, not under control, no way. So yeah, so Bluesky has been growing really fast. I mean, yes, in classic metrics, it's nowhere close to X so far. X and even Threads. Meta's Threads, they still have like 200 and more million active users. Bluesky has just passed 15 million, so that's more than a bit less than 20 times less users, but the growth is just spectacular, and I see people really like followable and popular people from X moving en masse to Bluesky, saying hi to others, and just immersing themselves into this kind of new kind of conversation. It's not a new kind of conversation, but it has this Twitter 10 years ago kind of feeling, because there's no pornography, there's no scams, there are no trolls, there are no blue ticks, everything is chronological. Yeah, of course, maybe brands will discover it, but it depends on the creators, let's say, will and like strategic choices. Where do they want the platform to go? But I do like what I see. And just to add a bit of statistics, it is a decentralized network. Jack Dorsey, the ex-CEO of Twitter, was involved before, but not anymore. But in the week after the U.S. presidential election, so basically over the last 9 or 8 days, they added more than 700,000 users, and it now has about 15 million accounts, up from 10 in September. And in the past there were a few like growth periods when X was blocked in Brazil, so Brazilian users flocked to Bluesky. When X announced they would allow people who you have blocked to still see whatever you post on X, then another bump. But now the majority of users who have migrated from X to Bluesky they're from America, they're from the United States, and I presume they're more progressive, liberal kind of users who, they maybe want to interact with people who are similar to them. I don't know. Have you tried Bluesky?
Yeah, I actually downloaded it recently, because I never was this big user of Twitter, X, and I mainly use it for to see what's trending, what's the news, and so on. But as you said, it reminded of Twitter 10 years ago. So,
but in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah. So I don't know. I think I'll give it a try.
Have you tried, Ernesto?
No, actually, I didn't.
Now that you hear me,
should I try it?
I think so, yeah, because it's been a couple of days since I downloaded. I'm usually with X now. It's impossible. You can follow or unfollow whoever, and in the For You tab, you will still see lots of stuff that you don't want to see, and it's just a little bit chaotic to me, and it's not fun anymore, really. While internet should be fun, especially in what some would say dark days.
Well, what's stopping me is probably the strongest force in the universe. It's like inertia. And
Who?
Inertia.
Yeah.
I can't change my habits so easily. Sometimes I feel like it's easy to move to another city, but not to change your social media accounts. But sure, I'm also fed up with X and recent changes. I had to mute Trump. We had to mute Elon Musk just to keep my feed somewhat clean.
Yeah. And on Bluesky, just to get a bit again into details, you can do the same on X, but still, like I said, it slips through the hogwash, the bullshit stuff. It still slips through, and you don't want to see that. When's the last time you actually went for Twitter for real time news? Well, you still do, and I still do, but it's still not the same as it was like 10 years ago. Like I remember I was working during the Crimea annexation period in Ukraine. And on Twitter, that was golden age for Twitter, because you could see minute by minute basically everything that was going on, and you could, no posts were like hidden by algorithm or whatnot. Everything that happened was out there, and it was really better than even some of the live news feeds on the Guardian or whatnot.
So, how many Cybertrucks, SpaceX rockets, Dogecoin posts do you see on Bluesky?
Well, I saw loads of them making fun of them, which they should be.
So it's basically Twitter.
Yeah, it is basically Twitter, but like I said, it's better. You can organize your timeline. It's chronological. You can like compile different lists of people or interests that you want to follow, like news or journalists on Bluesky. I have books and reading, and I have I support Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I have a Tottenham Hotspur feed. You can merge them all together into one, or you can just do it separately. Then it's really strong on news, by the way. And if you just have a list in your mind of like trustful, like what's the word, news outlets that you trust and you think they're factual, you compile them into a list and you follow them for news, and without any spin really, because on X again, like there's so many accounts with a blue tick, supposedly very reputable and all that, and they're just spewing a lot of propaganda really, and having in mind that X is now in a downfall in terms of daily clicks or user numbers, and its valuation is now even less than Truth Social that Donald Trump owns, I guess, or posts most often. It's 10 million and 9.5, I think. And there's rumors that they're going to merge, and having in mind that the owner of X is Elon Musk, who is now the first lady, basically. So I mean, maybe they will merge, and then it'll all be clear. X and Truth Social on one side, and then again, there's Threads. I'm sorry for blabbing so much, but it's quite important to me. There's Threads by Meta. It's connected. It's connected to Instagram. If you have your Instagram account, it was very easy to create your Threads account, and probably Instagram is also the reason why Threads have so many users, because it's just automated basically. And 275 daily active users, I think I last saw. That's a lot, way more than Bluesky. But these platforms are really different. On Threads, you will, by the design of Meta, since this year or last year, there's no politics really. They get no algorithm boosts or anything. It's apolitical anymore. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, they don't do politics anymore, and it's for people that want to post political content, especially the left-wing sort of political content. They are frustrated with Threads. They call it like a political ghost town, and it's all like Facebook but in written form, cats and lululu. And they're now moving to Bluesky because it's become this sort of place where you can safely kind of interact with other people about politics and news as well. And it's been like these nominations by Donald Trump. These couple of days, they're quite interesting, and people want to discuss them in a kind of a civilized way. On X, it's pretty hard these days to do it in a civilized way, because you'll soon see a troll under your post or a pornography kind of advert or whatnot. There's a cryptocurrency scam. So I really like it, and I recommend it as well, especially for news, like I said.
I'm not sold, and I have one more question.
Okay.
Usually, I hate platforms or software that has no owner, like open source, decentralized. You call however you want, but if there is no owner, usually what it means that there is no support. No one is checking that everything is all right. For example, once Bluesky will be hit by bot attacks or cyber criminals or whatever, who will manage all that bot feeds? Like, will there be any owner for moderation?
No. It's well, I don't know about moderation, but it's decentralized by design. But that doesn't mean that moderation or verification, whatever systems, will not be in place. I mean, Musk is the owner. I don't even know the owner of Bluesky. I don't know who he is, or they.
Well, if it's decentralized, so is there an owner?
There is a COO, CTO, and all those people. But I mean, decentralized, I mean in server, kind of. We're talking about servers. It's decentralized in that way that's harder to hack or something like that. But, okay, so we know who the owner of X is. And did it help? Because when he became the owner of X, he ripped away all the moderation. And look what we have now. And I mean, if I don't know the owner of the platform, and they do invest quietly, and how this should be professionally, they invest a lot in moderation and protecting users and preventing bot attacks or whatnot, the misinformation and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll rather choose that one.
So all right. Do you
Still not convinced.
Do you think that Bluesky will be the place where the most action is going on, like a digital town square that Musk imagines X should be?
I don't know. I would maybe hope so, because I'm there now and I have an interest. But I don't know. I don't know actually even about the whole future of social media. I think it's maybe done because people have proven to be not very nice to each other on social spaces, social digital spaces. But who knows? Then again, as a journalist, I was pleasantly surprised, and I saw other people from the media pleasantly surprised to be on Bluesky, because like one individual said something like, I have forgotten how grim and corporate looking the social media has become under corporate control, under Meta, under Musk even. It's all very like boring, and as we know, Meta is kind of fighting news media all around the world because of links and revenue and all that. And on Bluesky, journalists are free to post hyperlinks to their stories, post videos or whatnot, and that's a better look for your brand, let's say, as a journalist, or your news organization's brand. And for example, The Guardian, they British Daily, they have ditched X altogether yesterday. I think they posted a statement on their website saying they were not posting from our official editorial accounts anymore to X because it's a cesspool of crap, really. And yeah, they don't have an account on Bluesky, but I'm pretty sure they will, because just today I think I saw like 8 or 10 big news organizations like moving to Bluesky and posting that we're gonna do it now here. So I'm afraid to be wrong, but the surge that is being seen now might really introduce a new player into this microblogging sphere, and I see Ernestas is still not convinced. But
no, all right, send me
fine.
the invite link. I will check it myself.
You just you don't need an invite link.
No,
you just I don't think you need any.
Do they collect a lot of personal data?
Actually, they ask you on settings, and not sure. We can do a research piece on that. But yeah, sorry for again talking too much, Jesus Christ. But Constancia,
Yeah, I was.
what do you not like about Bluesky?
It's not that I don't like. It's just that I haven't used it that much. But as Ernesta said, it's gonna take a while to to get used to another new thing. And when you asked if it's like basically a Twitter, and I was like researching a bit to see like what the Bluesky means and why is it called that way. So yeah, like they call it the Twitter analog. It's just that what they say is that it's a reference, like the Bluesky is a reference to Twitter's former bird mascot, and that the idea is that the bird could fly freely in the blue sky. So yeah.
Terrific piece of research.
Yeah, thank you.
It's also the #1 app now on social media, on the, what's it called? The Apple
App Store?
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens when Musk buys it too?
Yeah, he won't buy it too, but as we all know, the right-wing, well, maybe we don't all know that, but I think that right-wing trolls, they live on liberal tiers. And then if liberals escape X to Bluesky, they will definitely follow, because there will be no one left for them to pounce on X, and if the trolls and the toxic stuff follows from X to Bluesky, that's the key moment, I think, to see whether Bluesky will do something about it. I mean, you can be right wing for sure. There's free speech and democracy and all that, but if you're like if you're spewing out hate speech and misinformation and lies and threats and whatnot, then I think there's just it's not civilized debate anymore or interaction. So that will be interesting to see, because they will definitely follow, and the bots will follow, and the trolls and the Russians, Iranians, and the Chinese ones and whatnot. They will follow. Definitely, will always do something on platforms that are viral or big or popular. That's on the platforms themselves to figure stuff out, because before Musk on X, it wasn't just such a dirt hole. It wasn't, but now it is. I don't know.
Cool.
Is Apple cool, Constantia?
You know what I think about it.
Well, it doesn't matter what I know.
I mean, in a way, in a sense.
In what sense? Because I say apple schmapple, but you do you.
Yeah, I mean, I am an active user of Apple.
Yes. So okay. What happened every day something's happening with Apple and gadgets, but we remember the beginning of the year when the Vision Pro headset was released. Everyone was really hyped up about it, not about the price, $3,500, and now there's some news on that front. What kind of news?
Yeah, so it's been quite I think a while since the Apple Vision Pro. I mean, Apple was like working on its next big thing, and everyone was looking forward to it. And yeah, then they saw the price and everything of the Apple Vision Pro, and now with the whole smart glasses tendency, I would say, people were seeing that you can get kind of a similar thing at a cheaper price. And so it was also revealed that Apple Vision Pro sales are not that good. There were like at first they were estimating to sell at least 800,000 units.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's half of it, like the estimate of what might be sold. And so I think that Apple right now is in this situation where it wants to be innovative, as it's always been, among those kind of companies. And they want this next new thing to like create something new. But then at the end of the day, what people want is something convenient and something that they can use every day. So this is when we have, at one point people are asking whether, Vision Pro is going to be like, whether there will be a second one, or is that it for it? Because there has been a study made by Apple, so they're like going into this smart glasses thing, and so they have this a group of employees who are like checking the market right now, and it might be like an estimate is that they might have their own smart glasses in like 2027, I think.
Not headsets, but
yeah, not
smart
the
glasses.
yeah, because they're like trying to. I think they will try to cramp up, the Vision Pro headset into smart glasses because they're more convenient and hopefully will be more cheaper.
Yeah, but there's still competition with Meta.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So that's the thing is, that they were kind of the first ones in this game, and now they're kind of lacking because like people are using the Meta more, and their sales are way better.
Meta was first in the game with headsets. I'm pretty sure 2007, I think.
Yeah, but in a sense of the whole Vision Pro mixed reality kind of head. Yeah.
Marketing,
Yeah.
all marketing. But how low a price, let's say for Vision Pro, whatever iteration, second or third or whatever,
Yeah.
how low should it be for you to buy it? or thinking of buying?
I was kind of checking the prices of like the Meta Quest, like the like smart glasses in general. And it's like I think it starts at like $500, and then you have Vision Pro at like $3,500.
So what's your price for an Apple device?
Yeah, and
what would you pay?
I don't know if I would be the target audience for that kind of a device. But yeah, I would say that like it's reasonable to ask it at like $500 to $1,000.
A bit more than Meta because it's Apple.
Yeah. But I guess it's gonna be like priced at that if they ever have their own like smart glasses.
I think it's gonna be close to 1,000 because even iPhones are. So, Ernestus, do you think Apple should maybe quit their attempts to create the new next big thing like the iPhone? And that's what they're actually even doing now. Yeah, they're doing the little gadgety stuff. They're updating existing products. But there's in the market, there's always talk that Apple is really eager to create this next big thing like the iPhone that would be like a constantly recognizable gadget all over the world. And like Facebook was the social network, and because there were simply no other. And iPhone was, iPhone. Everyone knows the iPhone. But what's the next thing?
Why would they should quit anything? They should experiment with many new things.
Yeah.
iHouse, iSpace Station, you can go as far as you want, and that's good for innovation, I think. So with this gadget, so what I think about it, it's just like a new shiny thing in tech. It's like a Bitcoin of tech because it's expensive, it's tempting kinda, but it also solves problems that no one has any of them. So you kinda want it, but it has no use for you, so you don't buy it. And Apple is kinda in this loop. Not only Apple, Meta too. Meta's gadgets are way cheaper, and I still don't own them because, well, I even don't find it tempting enough to spend $300 for Meta glasses. I don't know where to use them, actually.
Yeah. And it's also, I've written a review of the book. I can't remember his name now, but it's about...
But again,
a month ago.
Bitcoin didn't took off at the beginning also. So it cost some cents, but nobody was buying it. Now look where it is.
Yeah. It's interesting that people keep trying, like companies keep trying to, release new versions of the Meta Quest, or I'm pretty sure they're gonna do another Vision Pro.
But no.
But they keep trying because maybe they see something in that, like mass adoption possibility.
Maybe the last missing link is brain link. You need Elon Musk's tech to connect the glasses digitally to your brain.
And then the Donald Trump attachment as well.
Yeah, that would work probably.
As a game.
As a new Matrix where you can live.
I would definitely not try that. I don't know.
But yeah, what I wanted to say is that the Apple themselves, they said that like the Vision Pro wasn't for the masses, it's for early adopters. And I was like checking some like statistics, and like they expect that the smart glasses and that kind of type of devices, that they eventually people will start using them more. So
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about why we or people at those companies think that people want to wear something on their face all the time. I don't even like my simple glasses at times because I know I like to take them off when I can.
That is true, but I think that's why it like takes a while, because with the Vision Pro, so people were saying, that, like the experience is good, but yeah, like the whole device and everything, it's like, heavy, and it's not, I don't know if you have ever seen those like videos where someone takes, and uses.
Maybe you are using it wrong, because people still walk too much. They should lie in the capsule.
Yes.
And with Apple Vision Pro, and that's it. You just do not need to go
Yeah, yeah.
outside.
There's a tube sucking off the fat of you,
Yes.
and you know.
Powering the whole world.
Yes, yes. Welcome to another episode of Black Mirror, so to speak.
Well, what's your vision for Apple Vision?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have a vision for Apple Vision Pro or amateur or whatnot. No. Let it exist, of course, and there are markets that will buy them for sure. They have just opened in Singapore, I think, and
yeah.
you know they will open up in China or Japan, and then enough people will buy that. I mean, it's pricey enough for them to keep trying and keep make enough money of it. I guess it's what 3,500 per gadget. So if a million buy that, that's already 300 million. No, 3 billion. I'm not sure.
I saw on eBay they now only cost like $2,000
eBay?
pre-owned.
People
one,
are
yes,
saying
yeah,
people are selling like
selling. Yeah, so it's not like iPhone, which you can sell for almost the same price once you used it for a few months. So you can go on eBay and find kind of good deals now.
okay, still too much.
Still too much. Yeah,
yeah,
still
yeah.
too expensive.
Yeah. All right. Enough for today. Here was Constancia, Ernestus. My name is Ginters, and we are saying goodbye until next week.